For the South Park project, what you're going to do is you're going to create a South Park character and you're going to animate him and make him move using 3ds Max. As you create this project, what you're going to do is you're going to first create the background. You need to have a flat green plane which represents the grass, and then some gray pieces which represent the sidewalk, and then a sky. In the specifications, it says that the grass should be textured. It says the sidewalk should be textured and divided into pads and grooves. I'm going to tell you that you should go ahead and divide the sidewalk up into pads, but the grass texture, I'm going to make that optional. And the reason I say that is in years gone by, as people have built this, sometimes it works and many times it doesn't. And what happens is all that extra grass texturing bogs down the computers and it just doesn't work. You can barely get the file to run, then when you try to render it, it doesn't work at all. I've gotten a few of them to work over the years, but not that many of them. So you can give it a try, but understand that that is a limitation. So at any rate, continuing on, what you're going to do is you're going to pick a South Park character that you want to use, and it doesn't matter which one you pick. And you're going to build him. Once you have the character built, you're going to group him together. Then you're going to, once you have the character built, this is going to represent the built character. Then you're going to create the movement. So how does the South Park character move? Well, some of you have seen the show and some of you haven't. Here are some examples. Here are some examples of some previous projects. Notice how the characters, they don't arm or leg swing movement. They're just a built character and they waddle back and forth. And that's how they walk. This one has a little bit too much waddle in it. This is just too much left and right. They actually, at the middle step, they actually bounce up. So it's tilt to the left and then up, and then tilt to the right and up. And the up is actually up a little bit. So they kind of bounce as they waddle back and forth. And last project. So what you're going to do as far as building this project is concerned is you're going to first build the character. Then after you have the character built and grouped together, you're going to go into Curve Editor and you're going to create the movement. Don't try to make him walk, just create the walking, rocking motion. And once you have that created from one keyframe to one keyframe, which shows the complete cycle of him rocking back and forth, left, up, right, up, and then back to left. Once you have that, then you go into Curve Editor to replicate. To refresh your memory, right click, Curve Editor. Remember this. This is where you go into replicate. Then once you have it replicated, where he's just constantly waddling back and forth, then it's simply a matter of taking the character and making him move along the sidewalk. And by you making him move on the sidewalk, turn 90 degrees, move, turn 90 degrees, and keep going, and he'll waddle because it's already built into the Curve Editor. Don't make this project harder than it is. Do it in the proper steps, and this will go pretty quickly and easily. 1, build the character and group them together. 2, go into Curve Editor and build the motion, and then make him move on the sidewalk. And that's the South Park project.